Congressman McHenry, what do you make of that assessment that Peggy Noonan brings to the table about the kind of person that Ted Turner was and whether we have people like that in our culture right now?
Oh, I think we do. I think they're tech innovators right now, and they're on the bleeding edge of deploying tech. They're also active on social media and different platforms. But this, where we're sitting, is the creation of his mind and seeing the opportunity. Ted Turner's mind, seeing the opportunity to communicate more information to people and break free from somebody else's filter, and doing that globally. We're living that embodiment of it. But as a Southerner, he nationalized wrestling, right? And
the Atlanta Braves, unfortunately.
Well,
that's for those of us who like other baseball
and growing
teams.
up in a state without a baseball team, anyone who didn't have a baseball team had the Braves because of Ted Turner. His wisdom in seeing the power of media is absolutely foremost of the last century. Absolutely amazing innovator.
As a big Yankee fan, we can all, I know you like the O's, the Orioles.
You can leave.
No, but we can chuckle about the Braves, and he nationalized the Braves. We cannot understate the brilliance of the move to tap into satellite networks to, one, create what we think of as the superstation TBS, but also put Braves in every household, including mine in New Jersey. And it was like a stroke of mastering the medium that no one had tried before, and there's a reason why we're talking about it today. And every kid in America, or many people, were watching the Atlanta Braves around the country, and that one created them into a major global franchise, but also it innovated how television broadcast sports, and it was really big.
Yeah, let's watch a little bit more about what Ted Turner said back in 1999 about his idea for CNN, circling back to what the congressman was saying, where he looked around, he had an idea, saw an opportunity. Here's how he explained it.
Well, I actually thought about it back in 74, 75, 6 years before I did it. I thought it would be really convenient whenever you got home to be able to tune into the news instead of having to get home at 6:30 or wait till 11 o'clock, because in those days, the news only came on in the early evening and very late.
It's almost quaint to listen to him say that now, right?
That's the thing. Like, this is why I'm not a visionary. But it's like at the time when he came up with it, I was just reading something by Brian Stelter saying it was mocked as like chicken noodle network.
Yeah, chicken noodle network.
And like no one could. People like it wasn't obvious that this was a good idea, which is but visionaries have a vision that other people can't see at the moment, and now we live in a world where like I don't think social media would have this was a step. The 24-hour news network leads to social media, leads to like the constant streaming of everything, and now it seems obvious, but at the time it was mocked.
Yeah, and it was mocked, and he believed that Americans were ill-informed, and they weren't getting the news that they deserved and needed, and shining a light on the most important stories. And looking back at what happened then, and airing like the first war on cable news, et cetera, and looking at where CNN is now, I mean, you cannot debate that CNN is the best cable news network when it comes to covering international issues. And that is a place where CNN has always thrived. And it was because of him. And it was because of how he started this in the 24-hour news network and wanting to ensure that the international events in our country that had never been broadcast before were finally broadcast.
It's interesting picking up on Annie's point a second ago with respect to social media, though. And I reading all the obituaries, wonder how Ted Turner personally would have done in an age of social media, given sort of character baggage along the way, whether it's the drinking or allegations of anti-Semitism or, frankly, being married to an anti-war activist in Jane Fonda. He would have been savage today, and it's a relic of a world in which, a lot of people's private lives just got kept out.
Well, but also, we are living in his shadow. All social media, the way we consume news as a product line, even the way, to your point about how wars are fought, are now different because of Ted Turner and because of CNN. You can't say that for many innovations, but for what he dreamed up here is not just a national network, but a global network at your reach, in your living room, about what is happening immediately. In a previous generation, these were days or weeks before you got this information. A previous generation to that, it was months before you found out information like we're getting at our fingertips in a moment's notice.
Yeah. You mentioned Jane Fonda. Someone was on our air earlier this week, right after Ted's passing. So they went to a recent event with her where she called Ted Turner her favorite ex-husband. She had a couple. But this is what she said about her ex-husband, Ted Turner, in 2015 in this book. Quote, given his childhood, he should have become a dictator. He should have become a not nice person. The miracle is that he became what he is, a man who will go to heaven, and there will be a lot of animals up there welcoming him, animals that have been brought back from the edge of extinction because of Ted. He's turned out to be a good guy. And he says he's not religious, but the whole time I was with him, every speech, and he likes to give speeches, he always ends his speech with God bless, and he'll get into heaven. He's a miracle. She's speaking a little bit to Ted Turner's conservationist efforts, which are not necessarily as widely talked about as some of his other accomplishments. He's basically credited single-handedly with saving the American bison.
Yeah.
But
strong words from an ex-wife.
that is,
I mean,
again, she said he was his favorite.
I know, but I mean, it's just I found she also put out a really beautiful statement on his passing. And just, I thought, like, if you can get that from your ex-wife, it seems like you probably were a good person.
Right. All right, ahead here in the arena.